I'm just waiting to see Bob the Canadian here. We are going to do a live lesson right now about slang, English sayings, and some short forms. The reason I gave it 3 titles is because sometimes short forms are slang, sometimes slang is a short form. I'm gonna turn this audio off down here. Anyways, welcome everyone to this live stream. We are going to again do a lesson on slang and some other words. I'm just gonna kind of talk a little bit while people join in. I just want to say hi to everyone that's already in the chat and to the people who are showing up right now. It is really fun for me to do a live stream. I'm trying out some new equipment this morning, so I'm not sure how this will go. Please be patient if things don't work right. I'm trying out a new microphone and I'm trying out a new camera. So I really hope that this works. It looks like the chat will be on the screen as well as on the side. I wasn't expecting that, but that's still fun. But hey, hello to everyone. Hello, Tim, Barrelvilsen, Aritutut, that's hard to say. Lost in SM, Vinye, Elvin, Hector, Yasin, Miriam, Kalo, Bieta. If I miss anyone, I'm sorry. Sometimes the chat goes by really quickly, but if you could, oh, hi, Alina, how are you? If you could just give me a sec here. I have my papers, and we'll start with the first word. Thanks, Barrelvision. Everything sounds like it's working great. So the first word is props, and you can see here, excuse me, you can see here I have a picture of a man with a thumbs up, because when you give someone props, it means that you are you're basically saying good job to them. So let's say I help with a school program where students go up front and sing and perform, and it goes really well, and I'm the director. People could afterwards, people could say props to you, or I just got to give you props. That was really well done. So when you give someone props, it means that you are basically saying good job to them. So props to you guys for showing up this morning. So again, oh, Tim Liu asks, I'm confused. How can you teach English in high school? I mean, they're native English speakers, aren't they? So English in our school takes 2 forms. We teach English as a second language to our international students, but we also teach English grammar and literature to our Canadian students. So there are different names for different courses. So anyways, props to you, Tim, for asking a good question. I just want to say hello to Roberto, Chanyi, Vinye, Firas, Levan, Gosia's here, Nathan, and a few names that I can't pronounce. Second word, dis. So this is a slang word, but it's also a short form. You can see this boy here is kind of yelling a little bit. When you diss someone, it means that you are being disrespectful. So respect is when you honor someone or you are kind to them because you feel that they are an important person. When you diss someone or when you disrespect someone, it means the opposite. It means that you are being rude to them or you are treating them badly. So the short form is dis. Because it's slang, I don't actually know if it's D-I-S or D-I-S-S. I couldn't find the actual spelling. But this word is definitely used in English. Like, don't diss me. Don't diss me, man. That sounds kind of funny when I say it, but we definitely use that word. Hello, Mohammed. Hello, Syria. Hello, Patong and Liliana. How are you guys? We refer to our vehicles as wheels sometimes. So a good example, sometimes I drive to school and my son is in the same school as me. He's a student here. And sometimes he leaves for lunch with his friends to get food, and then I don't have any wheels. So basically wheels means vehicle, and it's kind of a slang or a fun way to refer to your car or your van. So you would say, oh, I'd love to come visit you, but I don't have any wheels this weekend. Or we should go to a concert. Do you have any wheels for us to get there? So wheels is a slang word for vehicles. Ex. So this is kind of a sad one, because when you break up with your spouse or your girlfriend, you refer to them as your ex. So it means they're no longer your partner. So if you break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or if you are separated or divorced from your wife, we would use the term ex. So a lot of times people will say, my kids are with my ex this weekend, which would mean if you were divorced and you had children, that for that weekend, your kids are spending time with their mom or dad. So an ex it's kind of a short form kind of slang, but it means you can see these people are kind of fighting. I tried to find a picture of two people fighting so you could get a sense. But an ex is the partner that you're no longer with. So that's kind of a sad one. It's nice when people can stay together. And when they can work things out. So I'm just going to look at the chat for a sec. Tim says, thank you for your replies. No problem, Tim. Yasin says, hi from Kurdistan. Hello, Yasin. Nguyen says, hello, Bob. Thank you. Roberto says, hope you got my postcard. I can't remember Roberto yet. I have to check my mailbox, but hopefully. Lost in SM says, we also use dis in Germany. Yeah, it's a cool term to use in a way. Lulu says, hi there, Bob. How am I doing as an English language teacher? I'm doing really great. Hello from Korea, from Syria. Hello. Hi from Taiwan. First time on the live. Well, that's really cool. Only problem with the live is there's no subtitles. So I try to speak as slowly as I can. Gurveer is here. Hello, Gurveer. Wants to know how Ottawa is pronounced. So you just heard it. And then Mohammed says, dis is in the Cambridge Dictionary. That's cool. In. So you know what the word in means. When you pour your cereal out of the box, you pour it in your bowl. But it has another meaning, and that's that you agree. So if someone says, does anyone want to go see a movie tonight? You could respond by saying, I'm in, which I think is originally from the phrase, I'm into that. But I'm not sure. But if you say I'm in, it means that you want to do something. So if someone says, let's go out to eat, does anybody want to go out to eat? You could say I'm in, and that would mean that you would like to do that. So I'm in. I think I have a couple of ways to say goodbye. So catch you later. I don't know if I have said this at the end of a live stream yet, but it would be a good opportunity to say that. So if a live stream was ending, it's not ending now, but if a live stream was ending, I could say catch you later, which just means goodbye. I'm not sure what the origin of this is or where it came from, but you can see this lady is waving goodbye, and that would be a good time for her to say catch you later. You usually say catch you later to someone who you're going to see again soon. If you aren't going to see them for a long time, it doesn't quite work. So I would say catch you later, like if my son was leaving to go to work, I would say catch you later. If my wife was going out shopping with her sister, I would say catch you later. But if my in-laws, my father-in-law and mother-in-law were down and they were going back home and they live far away, I probably wouldn't say catch you later. I would probably just say goodbye. Gurveer wants to know the difference between involved and indulged. So when you're involved with something, it means you're doing it. If you're indulged, that really means it's almost like you're over-involved, I think. Next one, my bad. So this is really just kind of an English saying for sorry, or a slang for sorry. So if I say, let's say someone lends me something and I break it. When I bring it back, I would say, my bad, I broke maybe I borrow a saw and I break it. I would bring it back and I would say, oh, my bad, I broke it. And then usually if you break something, that doesn't belong to you. You should pay for it or fix it. So, but my bad is the same as saying sorry. So let's say the live stream wasn't working. I would just say, my bad, I bought a bunch of new equipment and it didn't work right. So, but I hope you notice, I think so far so good. The live stream should look clearer. And the audio, there's probably still some echo, but the audio should be a little bit better. So hopefully you're noticing that. Okay, this next one, this is not how I look, but in English, if we say someone is jacked or we say someone is ripped, it usually means they're a person that goes to the gym a lot and works out a lot and has a lot of muscle. So you can see this guy, we would definitely describe this guy in English as being in good shape, like he's in really good shape. But you could also describe him as being jacked or as being ripped. Those are the two ways you could describe him. So I'm just in okay shape. I'm not jacked and I'm not ripped. But this guy definitely is. He looks pretty healthy to me. I was going to say someday I want to look like that, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's too late for me. I think I'll keep eating well, but I'm not sure I'm ever going to look jacked or ripped. Beryl Wilson says, sound and video working perfectly. That's awesome. Thanks for letting me know. Hi, Joanna. First time here. Regards from Brazil. That's awesome. Lost in SM says, I love your live streams. Thanks so much. Shoot the breeze. So you can see these people here are sitting around talking. So when you shoot the breeze, it really means that you're just talking. So a good example, last night my kids actually were in a play and I went to watch the play. And before the play started, I was sitting beside a friend of mine. And so my friend and I, we shot the breeze. So I have to use the past tense there. But if you shoot the breeze with someone, it means that you're just talking. It's kind of a funny saying though, if you think about it, because the breeze is like a light wind. So if you go outside and there's a breeze, it means that the wind is blowing softly. And when you shoot something, it means like you shoot it with a gun. So I don't know why shoot the breeze means to have a conversation. But it definitely is a phrase that we use quite often in English. When you, usually if you're waiting and you're talking to someone, you say that, oh, I was just shooting the breeze for a bit. So got me a little drink here. Sometimes someone asks you to do something and you're already busy that day. So you say to them, I'll have to take a rain check. That means that you still want to do it, but you'll have to figure out a different time when it works. So let's say my friend says, do you want to go see a movie Friday night? I could respond and say, I'm already busy Friday night. I'll have to take a rain check. And so what that means is you're not saying no, because you actually do want to go see a movie with that person. But what you're saying is, it doesn't work this time. And then if you ask for a rain check, you can find a different time for it. I'm drinking water. I have a mug of water here. You can't quite see it, but I already had my coffee for the day. So anyways, what this comes from is the original term, and we still use it that way, is if you go to buy something from a store and it's on sale, and if they don't have that item anymore, they give you a rain check. So that means that when they do have that item later, you can take the rain check and get the sale price. But somehow we took the term, I'll have to take a rain check, and we started using it in real life, right? So if I invited someone to come somewhere and they couldn't come, they would say, hey, I'll have to take a rain check on that. So that's how that works. Hopefully you understand why I called this, where's my sheet? Why I called this slang, sayings, and short forms, because it's hard to know what some of these are. when you use slang enough, it just becomes part of the language. So it's not really slang anymore because everyone's saying it. So I thought I better just call it short forms. This is a short form. Now you don't actually say this word, you say the letters. So you can see this person is working on a small project at home, and we would call this a DIY project. This stands for do it yourself. We often use this term to refer to home improvements, or when you fix stuff up around the home instead of hiring someone to do it. Instead of hiring someone, you do it yourself. So a lot of people in Canada and in America do DIY projects. They go to the hardware store or the lumber store and they buy what they need. They go home, and this man is putting a new floor in his house by himself. So when you do something DIY, it means do it yourself. And it means that instead of hiring someone, instead of hiring a professional carpenter or woodworker, you've decided to do it yourself. So you don't pronounce it as a word. It's really a short form, and it's DIY or do it yourself. You can use both, by the way. You can say do it myself. If someone says, are you hiring someone to do that? You can say, no, I'm doing it myself. But you could also say, no, it's a bit more of a DIY project. Do it yourself. This lady's miffed. So not sure if you can see her face. Put her closer. She does not look happy. She looks like somebody did something that kind of annoyed her. So right now she's miffed. And it's not anger. So when you're miffed, you're not angry. You might get angry eventually. But when you are miffed, you're usually a little bit annoyed. I always think maybe this lady, maybe she's somewhere like a really formal event, and maybe a lot of children are running around making noise, and she's miffed because she doesn't think the kids should be running around and doing that. So this person's miffed. I get miffed sometimes, not usually during live streams, but sometimes I do get miffed. I'm just gonna stop for a sec to say hi to Gang, John Lee, hi John, El Mutari is here, Miriam, Santos Melendez, Yasin, I said hi, Victor, I already said hi, I think Joanna, James, hello, great to see all of you guys here. We're about halfway through, and we're looking at slang, short forms, and English sayings. Binge watch. So I don't know if you've heard of this one. This is a relatively new word, and it refers to when you watch something online, like when you watch YouTube videos or you watch Netflix. It's when you watch one episode after another. So you sit and you just keep watching episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. You just keep clicking on play next. You can also do this with YouTube videos. Some people watch, 11 or 12 YouTube videos in a row. I know some of you binge watch my videos, but binge watch just means that you sit down and you watch a whole bunch of episodes in a row. Have any of you ever binge watched anything? Let me know in the chat if you've ever done that. I hope I'm not losing my voice. So Gerbier wants to know the difference between accused, guilty, culprit, and convict in crime. So I'll do that real quick. When you're accused, it means maybe you did it. They think you did it. If you're guilty, it means you did do it. If you're a culprit, it means that you did do it, usually. And if you're convicted or a convict, then you're in prison because you did it. That's the quick version. So this word is really new, lit. So this word I heard the first time about 3 years ago. Because I teach in a high school, I can sometimes learn new slang before everyone else. But when you say something is lit, we do use it to say like the lights are lit, but it also means awesome. So if you go to a concert, you can say that concert was lit. If you go and play a really good soccer game, you could just say, oh, that soccer game, that was lit, right? Or it's basically if you go to see something and you really, really liked it, you say it's lit. Now this one's pretty new. I'm not sure if you use it, people would even recognize it. If you are learning English from a really old English teacher, they might not know this word, but you can look it up. Lit means cool. I like to think that my English lessons are lit. Sounds funny when I say that, but yeah, Shawn Mendes is lit, yeah. And a few of you are mentioning that you did binge watch a whole season of Grey's Anatomy in one night. That's binge watching, definitely. And Swift says they binge watch movies on Netflix. Let's see, Shawn Mendes is lit. I do it all the time, yes. The Shawn Mendes concert was lit. You guys are big Shawn Mendes fans, it sounds like. So you've probably all heard this one, bro. It's usually used, it's short form for brother or slang for a friend. So if this is something younger people use, I don't use this. You may have heard this on television or in a movie, but you refer to someone as bro, like, hey bro, you wanna go out tonight? Or I'm just gonna go out with my bros, would be another example of it. So I have brothers, I don't refer to them as bro. Actually, you know, maybe I do. I think the last time it was my brother's birthday, I think I said, happy birthday, bro, on Facebook. I think I sent him a message and I used the word bro. So it's definitely used, and probably more with younger people, but Beata says this lesson is lit. I like that. You also, so this is a short form for brother. You can also, for sister, you can also say sis, but it's not used as much. Like, I'm going to be going to my sister's tomorrow, and when I get there, I might say, how's it going, sis? It's kind of a familiar term, more of a nickname. Do you know what a nickname is? Maybe I should explain that for a sec. A nickname is like a fun name for someone that isn't their real name. So here's a little secret for you. Where should I write this? My real name is actually Robert, but my nickname is Bob. So you could call that a nickname or a short form. But sometimes someone has their formal name and you call them another name just for fun. Bounce. So when you have a ball, you can bounce it. I think you all know that meaning of the word, but you can also use bounce to mean that you're leaving. Again, this isn't a term that I use very often, but you could say, hey, I gotta bounce. And it means that you need to leave. So you could, maybe you're out with friends and you look at your watch. You're like, oh no, it's 11:30. I gotta bounce. And that would really mean that you just need to leave. Again, I don't know if it's a newer word, but it's not a word that I use with my colleagues at work. It might be a word that I would use with my friends. So I might say, you know, hey, I gotta bounce. It's getting late, I gotta bounce. I have to get up early in the morning. So bounce means to leave. Do you guys like the chat that it shows up on the screen? Not sure I like that or not. We'll see for next week. Psyched. So when you're psyched, this is a hard word to pronounce if you don't know it, but when you're psyched about something, it means that you're excited. So Muhammad just said, I gotta run, which is the same as I gotta bounce. Good, that's a good one, Muhammad. When you're psyched about something, that means you're excited. So I would say that when I get up on Friday mornings to do the live stream, I'm psyched because I'm really excited to do it. I'm not sure what the origin of this word is. I'm not sure where this word comes from. But if you're psyched, it means that you're pretty pumped. That's another word. I don't have that in the list. But if I'm psyched to do the live stream, it means I'm excited. If I'm pumped to do the live stream, it means I'm excited. Or I can just say that I'm excited to do the live stream. So I think you guys, a lot of you guys get up and you're psyched to come to the live stream, which means that you're excited. That's cool. Doesn't quite mean obsessed. Obsessed would be a little more, so here we go. Did I cheat you up to this day? I'm not sure, Alvin. I'm not sure quite what that means, but maybe try to find another way to say it and I'll figure it out. Guts. So this is kind of gross, this is kind of disgusting, but your guts are like the inside of your stomach. But we also use this to say that someone is brave. So we would say, this guy out on this rock, he must have a lot of guts to go out there. So that means he must be very, very brave to go out there. So I'm not sure really where this term comes from either, but we do use it. Like if someone goes parachuting, if they jump out of a plane with a parachute, they have to have a lot of guts. You have to be pretty brave to do that. I think I mentioned in another video, I will not ever be jumping out of a plane. I don't have enough guts to jump out of a plane, that's for sure. Miriam says that she's psyched to go out and run. Yes, that's a great use of it. I'm psyched to go out and run. And Joanna says, it's amazing the way you teach. Well, we're really just shooting the breeze here. I'm not sure we can call it teaching. It's just me chatting with you guys and hopefully giving you some good stuff. So we have some chicken wings here. If you say it's on me, it means you're going to pay for it. So if you are at a restaurant with people and they're people you really like, and maybe you had a good week at work and you feel like you have some extra money, at the end of the meal you could say, it's on me, which just means I'm going to pay for everything. So maybe people are pulling out their wallets. So you can see people start to get out their wallet and you're like, no, 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 this one's on me, or it's on me, which means that you're going to pay for it. So this lesson's on me, by the way. You guys don't have to pay for these lessons. But if you ever did want to buy me a coffee, I think there's a button for that somewhere, but you don't have to. I don't need you to buy me coffee. But yeah, this video's on me, by the way. Here's another way to agree with people, and that's to say, it's okay by me. So you can see this guy is giving a thumbs up. So basically, someone might say, hey, I think we should all go camping this weekend. You can say, oh, it's okay by me. I'd love to do that. So it's just another way to say yes, it's okay by me. This lady does not look happy. I don't know if you can see her. I think she's fed up. So when you're fed up, it sounds like you've had enough to eat, right? Because when you feed yourself, eventually you're full. But fed up actually means that you are tired of someone's behavior. So a good example of this would be when I'm driving with my kids and they're in the back of the van and they're being loud. Eventually I get fed up with them. So I'm at the point where it's enough. I'm fed up, and I usually will say something like, please be quiet, or I'm driving, dad needs you to be quiet. So when you're fed up, it's you endure something, or you are watching a behavior that annoys you, that's happening over and over again, and eventually you get fed up. So this lady's fed up. I'm not fed up. This one is kind of a weird one because sick usually means that you're sick, right? Like, oh, I don't feel good, I have a fever, I feel sick. But it also now means cool or awesome. So you could say, this car is sick. Again, younger people use this word. I don't often use this word. Yes, Gervier, fed up means sick and tired, good. But this version of sick means cool. So this car is sick. Like, oh, my friend has a sick car. You could also say, my friend has a sick set of wheels, which means he has a really nice car. But when you say something is sick, and if you're young, it means that it's cool. So I'm trying to think of something else that's sick. Like, oh, that movie was just sick. See, I have to try and talk like a young person to say it right. We had catch you later. We also have a phrase called that goes catch you on the flip side. And it just means goodbye. You won't hear this very often. I put this one in here because I just thought it would be a good idea because you'll hear it in movies and on TV shows. So catch you on the flip side just means bye. There's another one. It's been real. I actually just heard someone say this yesterday. We had a teacher at our school who's done their term, and I heard one teacher say to them, hey, it's been real, which means that you had a good experience working with them, or you had a good experience with them. So let's say you go with friends, I don't know, you go camping or you go on a vacation with them, and you're saying goodbye to them at the end. You would say, it's been real. And Swift wants to know, can sick and lit be interchangeable? Sort of. I think lit is more for an experience, like the concert was lit and this car is sick. I'm not sure you could say the concert was sick. Yeah, you could say that actually. And could you say the car is lit? Yeah, they're somewhat interchangeable. But for me, I would use lit when I'm talking about an experience, like a concert or a restaurant, or I went somewhere, and then I would use sick to describe an object or a thing, like, oh, that car was sick. It was a sick car. I don't use those words, by the way. My kids do, though. They totally do, by the way. Like all my high school students, they do use those words. So it's been real is another way to say goodbye. And then here's the last one, epic fail. So this is a new one. I think it just started about 5 years ago on the internet. So an epic fail. I have this guy here. This is a policeman, and he's going to give someone a ticket. So if I was driving like 80 in a 50 zone and got a ticket, that would be an epic fail. If a policeman got a speeding ticket, that would be even more of an epic fail. So it's when something goes wrong, and it's like it was obvious that you shouldn't have been doing that. So an epic fail would be if a Canadian slips and falls on the ice. We should be used to walking on slippery surfaces. That would be an epic fail. So, hey, that was 25 words, and it's been half an hour. So I'm just gonna look through the chat and I'll answer some questions for you. Thanks to all of you that are watching. I have a few more minutes. I don't have to teach yet, so we can keep going. I'm just gonna scroll back and look at a few things. It says here, Almatori says he has no guts at all. They have no guts at all. And I'm psyched to watch your live stream. Awesome, that's a good one. That's from Dean. And Gravir pointed out again that fed up means the same as sick and tired. It's on you. Yeah, you can also say to someone, is this on you? Which means, are you paying for it? Like, is this on me or is this on you? So that was from John, I think. So also use the same like I'm in. Lit is the same as sick, sort of, yeah. Figured out and I get it are the same meaning, yes. So if I figure something out or I get it, it means that I understand it. I have here, your live stream is useful to me. Awesome, thank you. I like cafe, how are you? I'm good, think positive, how are you? Is dope a bit rude to say? Well, it's definitely slang. Like if I say, oh, it's dope, that means it was lit or awesome. We don't use that as much anymore. I think we use it to be funny, like because it's an older word, an older slang word, I think. And let me see here. People are saying, thanks, no problem. Thanks for coming and watching. John Lee says it's a good episode again. Awesome. I'm psyched that I was able to do that. And then Barrel Vision says, psyched to ride my bike right now. That's cool. The difference between help and help out, they're the same. I can go to my mom's to help her. I can go to my mom's place to help her out. Or to help out. So it really is the same. Help out's more of a general term. Like I'm going to help out. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but help and help out are very good. Kate says, have a good day. You too. It's been real, Kate. There's Halam says, nice to hear you. That's cool. Halam, thanks for joining. Greetings. Hair. How is hair pronounced? So H-A-I-R, hair. It's just hair. Is that a tricky one? Maybe that's a tricky one for you guys. A tricky word to say. Happy Easter from Hector to you too. Yeah, it's Easter weekend. And Uu is here. Hello, Uu. Hello, how are you? And Kate says, see you later. So, hey, folks, I think we should wrap this up. By the way, folks means you people. Folks, it's like an old, it makes me sound old, doesn't it? Hey, folks. And Barrel Vision says, see you tomorrow evening. Yeah, I think I'll do one. I'm actually surprised that the Saturday evening live stream, it's just a question and answer session. but it was extremely popular last week, and lots of people watched it later. So I think I'm going to my sister's for dinner, but after that, I think I'm going to try and make sure I do a live stream tomorrow night. I'll let you know if I'm going to do it or not. Beata says Happy Easter to you as well. For those of you that don't know, it's Easter weekend here in Canada. Binge eating, shopping, and dis. Yeah. So binge eating, there's also, binge eating and binge watching. There we go. So anyways, thanks people. This was good. If there's any more questions, put them in the chat. I'm going to have a sip of water. And if there aren't any more questions, I'll just say goodbye. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button and subscribe. And then for some of you, do watch this tomorrow if you do have time. Just listening to it twice sometimes can be very, very helpful. But this was fun. Mohammed says, enjoy your dinner. I will. Thank you very much. I'll just wait 2 seconds for questions, and then otherwise I'll shut it down. I will say hi for sure. That's no problem, Al Mutari. So I'm going to shut this down. Thanks for coming, everybody. And I'll catch you later. I was going to try and make sure I said that.